another episode, Middle Ground with JLE, LLC, where we treat you like family. That's the theme song, Detroit Love, off my first album, The JLE Experience. I own the music and the copyright. Don't mute nothing Facebook. Always got to say that. Got another great guest for you today, family, fellow Wayne State University alum, Wayne State University Associate Vice President and Chief Audit Executive, business owner, writer, speaker, transformational leader, mentor, and owner CEO of Positive Outcomes with Eulonda LLC, Eulonda Whitmore, CIA, CRMA, CCA. You work for them people. Welcome to the. You work with them
Thank
people.
you.
I got proof. All right. First question. You returning guest as well. Appreciate it. What led you
Yes.
to this path?
To where I'm at today, as far as my position.
Yep. That
Woo.
company, all that good stuff.
All right. So what led me to my path? Let's see. I'm going to say pretty much it was all by accident. I never ever wanted to be an auditor. When I was in college, I told my auditing professor at Michigan State University I had no desire to be an auditor because I thought they were a bunch of boring people.
Okay.
And then I graduated from college and became what? An auditor. And I loved it. And so that's how I actually, got into the industry. I actually bumped into a friend at a grocery store and told them I
Okay.
was looking for a job. And I think it's important to let people know when you're looking. And he referred me to L.L.C. Young and Associates. So I worked in public accounting for about 6 years. And then I went to work at Wayne State University. And I've been there for 19 years as of November 3rd. Wayne State is a very nice place to work. They have great benefits.
Yep. That is education,
yeah,
baby.
I
Government
know.
cheating.
That's okay. And, the leadership there is great. We have a wonderful president, President Wilson. He's a great president. We have just great leadership all around. So in my current role as Associate Vice President and Chief Audit Executive, I oversee our internal audit department. And we are responsible for pretty much ensuring that the internal controls over the business processes at Wayne State are working effectively. And, we assess risk, So I assess risk all day. When I go to a concert, what's the risk that the concert might be canceled? Or right now, what's the risk when I turn my car on? It's going to make this little weird noise because it's time for me to get a new car.
Oh, no. I got you.
So, yeah. So, on my journey, I got my undergrad from Michigan State University in accounting. Go green. I hope we beat the Wolverines tomorrow. I had to slide that in there.
I was waiting on it.
I got my master's from Wayne State University. And one day I might go get my PhD. I'm a certified internal auditor. So if there are any certified internal auditors out there, I send you much love because I think we're a great group of people. When I was in college, I thought we were boring, but we're not boring. We're really awesome people.
Y'all the men in black.
You can say that, women in black, men in black,
We'll be in that back corner. You got security. Let's try to pull the trash. Got to press a button like they scanning me. What's going on back here? What they really doing?
The area, right? We back there having fun. That's what we're doing. So that's pretty much how I got to where I'm at. And of course with a lot of support from people who have mentored me over the years. I have a friend, Kim Davis, who's served as a mentor. And then over the years, my former boss, Carolyn Hafner, and an executive coach named Jocelyn Davis. You think of these people when you're on your career path and you kind of reflect. You think of those who have poured into you by sharing their knowledge and wisdom and experience, and sometimes giving you that tough, what do you call it, critical feedback that you need to grow. I think that if I didn't listen to the tough critical feedback, I wouldn't be where I am today. So,
Yeah, Carolyn helped me get my job.
well, see, yeah, yeah,
I didn't know you can
yeah.
interview the interviewer. She gave me some
Oh,
questions.
definitely. You supposed to,
It had
I
an impact
found
on
out,
me too.
yeah, you go to an interview, you should have questions, because I think what we don't think about when we're interviewing, we need to not just, sit there and answer questions so that they can determine if they want to hire us, but that's the opportunity to determine what their work culture is like, in the workplace, and to determine, do I want to work here?
Yeah.
I since we just kind of dazzled here, I have to say, on my journey, I've really learned the importance of knowing your why. You know, Oftentimes I'll ask myself, why am I here? And
Mm-hmm.
I need to know the why. And sometimes, when we're trying to figure out the why, sometimes we don't know the why. And for myself, when I feel that I don't know the why, not to get church on you, but I go to the good Lord above and talk to the Lord.
We do Bible study here. You good
Okay, good there.
with that?
But I talk to the Lord. I ask God to give me guidance, and I always ask God for discernment, especially for those people who are around my table.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes we might be at the wrong table.
Yeah. Some people ain't right.
Yeah, yeah. So
Better talk to that one.
yeah, it's important that we know our why. I think as long as you know your why, you understand what your reasoning for, like, why am I in this position that I am in now? Well, it's to take me to another level, it's to help me grow. And my other part of my why is I like what I'm doing, you know?
Yeah. I can
Yeah.
recall when my first interview with Chris Mattoon, cool
Mm-hmm.
cat here. I think he's done auditing too.
Yeah.
He had asked me, look at, well, what can you do until this really blows up that you're cool with? And I started looking at what I got skills in. Like, well, you're a custodian, you had HR classes, you had accounting. See about supervisor. See what
See?
happens. It got me on the ball to find the job I found.
All right.
I'm
You,
like,
you
okay.
figured your why. Yeah. Your why, looking at your resources too. I think that's something we forget about. We forget to look for our resources or look at what we have on the inside of us. Like me, I love to write. Okay. I can come up with a story in 60 seconds. Okay.
Okay.
Um, oh yeah, I like to write. I've been writing since I was a kid. That was like, 5 years ago. So I love to write. I enjoy writing. It's a good way to release, how you feel
Got you.
about life. And I like writing. A lot of times I journal a lot. So I think that when I journal, I wish I had my journal right here. I don't. I have a black journal, and I use white ink in it when I'm writing. So
Okay. Well, we can
yeah,
jump to that question. You've been posting excerpts from a book you're working on.
somewhat, yes. So I'm writing a book. I've been writing this book since 2016.
Okay.
Um, so I'm writing a book mainly for people who have suffered the loss of a child, in hopes that this book can let them know that they're not alone, and just share my experience on how I've healed on that journey. In
Okay.
2015, I found out I was pregnant, and I was excited because I was like, "Oh my God, I'm going to have a baby! Oh my God, oh my God!" And then at the same time, I was like, "Oh my God, I'm having a baby and I'm not married." So that wasn't part of my plan. And
Mm-hmm.
you get all the excitement, and then I ended up having preeclampsia, which is how would I describe preeclampsia? Pretty much I like to say it's an illness, a serious illness where you get like high blood pressure, and your blood pressure is out of control for one. Okay. And I ended up with preeclampsia and the HELP syndrome. And I went into, well, they put me into labor. When was I diagnosed with that? I was diagnosed with that. I was 18 weeks pregnant. Yeah. I went for a doctor visit and ended up in labor and delivery. And at 20 weeks and maybe 4 or 5 days on November the 1st, so this is just like so timing. November the 1st, 2015, I delivered my daughter and she was stillborn. And that was it's been one of the greatest challenges in my life, because typically when I endure a storm, I'm used to just saying, okay, I done handled this. This storm came. Let me keep it moving. This storm, I was unable to just keep it moving. I mean, I did a lot of praying. I was angry with God. I was angry with the world. But what I found out was not that I was angry. I was just hurting and I was grieving, and then I go back to work, and you get in the hallway. You know how it is. You walking in the hallway on the 3rd floor. You could bump into anybody. And people would come up to me and touch my stomach and say, "Oh, the baby." And I'm like, "There's no baby." I mean, I wanted a shirt that said, "The baby is gone."
Oh, yeah, you do get that. They don't know.
Yeah. So I decided to start writing a book where I could use it for me to heal and to share my story. But every time I started writing, I would sit and I would write, then I would type, and then I would start crying. Then I would shut it down and say, okay, I'll do this another time. So each year I've gotten stronger, and magnificently this year, earlier in the year, I've actually wrote more. So I'm hoping to finish the book. It's just sharing my story about my battle with that. And then I have some pages in there for what not to say to a woman who's endured a storm like that, as well as remember the father. What I found out is a lot of times when a woman loses the baby, people forget about the father. The father went through the storm too. True. So yeah, it's more focused on the mother, but the father endured a storm as well. They endured some pain. And I had a lot of male friends who I didn't know had endured something like this, sending me notes to tell me, hey, that's really strong of you. Me and my wife endured that, but they never talked to anyone about it.
Okay.
So, so that's what my book is about. I'm hoping to finish it by next year.
No, when you do, you gotta come back on and talk about it.
Yes, I definitely will. I already got a title for it. Footprints on My Heart. So
okay.
Yes.
Dope name.
Yes, and I've grown so much because the last time I spoke about my daughter Yolanda and this experience, I actually almost started crying. And this time I didn't. So to anyone out there who has suffered the loss of a child, just know that you are not alone. And your child will always live in your heart. There are things that I just don't think you say. Like, people used to tell me, "Oh, why don't you try again?" Well, I kind of wasn't trying that time. So. And I can't try. Right? I can't try. With preeclampsia is very dangerous. After you deliver the baby, they put you like on magnesium and whatnot to protect you from having seizures. You can actually have preeclampsia and deliver a healthy baby and probably die a couple days later. It's really significant. It's significant.
Okay. Now, What led you to start your company, Positive Outcomes with Eulonda LLC?
Well, what actually started me to do that, I'm a very positive minded person. Um,
Yeah.
I believe that, no matter what you do, you just have a positive mindset. That don't mean I go around happy all the time. Even though, all right, you looking at
You
me like,
sure?
yeah, right.
The time I pulled your trash, I never seen you like, shut up, I'm sick of you. I never seen that
I,
bad about you one time.
you know
Other
what?
people had it.
I don't have that in me. And you're a positive person too now. You are. You're very positive.
When I was at Wayne State, you caught me on the right day.
No, no,
That was unfair.
every time I thought you were positive. It was something uplifting about your spirit. So, you
Yeah,
know.
'cause I had to get myself right because I wanted to slap somebody. I couldn't come in there like that. You gotta protect your brand. Like, can't be in there with these nice people. What's wrong with him? So it's like,
Now,
shake it off.
you know what's funny with that you say that? I was telling a coworker of mine the other day that when we get up and we go out into the world, it's
Mhm.
important to pray, but it's also important to get your mind right. So I listen to music to get my mind right. A lot of people have a vision board.
Mhm.
I don't have a vision board.
Okay.
I have more of a what do I call it? I have a vision playlist on my phone. And it's different songs that encourage and motivate me. And some of the songs, some people will say, "What? You got 50 Cent is motivate?"
Okay. Which one?
I get money.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. I'll listen
Uh,
to What Up Gangsta when I work out and I'm trying to lift real heavy. That'll
yeah,
give me real hype.
yeah, it's different songs. I got the what is that? Tupac, My Ambitions as a Rider.
Oh, that was man. That came out my what senior year. Oh man,
See?
we left school to go to the record store to go get the tape.
See?
Yeah, remember
Yeah.
that?
And then you might bump into Yolanda Adams right on that same playlist. So it's
Got
it's it's just a bunch of music that motivates me. So positive outcomes with Yolanda. I spend time mentoring young people, older people too. I mentor people. And I'm always helping people. So on
you.
Facebook, I have a page just called Positive Vibes with Yolanda, where I post positive like messages, encouraging messages, reminding you that no matter what storm you're going through, hey, that storm is going to pass. You know,
Have to
uh,
check that page out.
yeah, I'll add you. And so I was thinking one day, it was actually a few years ago, and I said I wanted to have my own business, but I wanted it to be a business where I was helping people and I was still promoting being positive,
Okay.
um, trying to help people find their purpose as well. And that's pretty much what I do. And so I came up with, it was still positive vibes with Yolanda, but then I changed the vibes to outcomes because that's what we're all looking for on our journey. We're looking for an outcome. So it goes back, your why. You want an outcome. So what's the outcome that you want?
Yeah,
So what was I
all
doing?
forced into this life.
Yes. What was I doing? I think
I
in
ain't
March.
think be doing all this, man. I was just going to talk about stuff, talk some act. But God, He started getting on your head. Like, look here, you're gonna help some people.
Yes. And you know something? I don't know what it is about driving on 96.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, when I'm on 96 going to work, I feel that God is there with me. And all
Okay.
these other cars that are around me, all of a sudden they're not there. And it's like God kept talking to me and God kept giving me this vision. And one
Okay.
morning I went in the office, I was like really hyped. And I walked in the back and my coworker said, "What's going on with you? What kind of coffee you drinking today?" And out of nowhere, I don't even remember what I said to her, but I just started talking and she said, "Ooh, where's this coming from?" And I told her, "I'm going to be a motivational speaker." And I said, "No, I am a motivational speaker. The
There you
power
go.
of I am." And from there, I told her, I'm going to start my own LLC called Positive Outcomes with Eulonda. I'm going to do motivational speeches. And I told her, I said, I was on 96 and God spoke to me. But then I went on about my way. And maybe later on 96 again, it's like God was speaking to me. And all of a sudden, I had this force where I sat down in front of the computer and I filled out the paperwork for the LLC. And I said, well, I don't have a website. I don't have this. And it's like God said, do it. And so I did it. And yeah. So I'm planning to do my first event soon. It's going to be an uplifting event. I'm inviting other, like, some vendors to come, hopefully provide some free services for those who attend. I want to do an event for little girls to uplift them and let them know that they're beautiful and they're smart. So I have some really good ideas. So more to come with that. Thus far, I've just made some donations to different organizations and whatnot, and help people out when I see that they may have a need.
Okay.
It's all about giving back to your community.
That's true.
Yeah.
Man, I help any way I can.
Yeah. And you are a busy person.
Oh, well. Yeah. I'm amazed that I'm in season 8 of this show.
That's great. You should celebrate that.
Yeah, I didn't have no end game. I guess that's the thing. Like, wow, you rebooted last year, and you at this point, like, I didn't think I'd be at this point. I didn't know where I'd be at. Obviously, could I do a whole season? That was my train of thought.
But isn't that something you said? You started your journey, you didn't know where you would be at, but you kept going.
Yeah, I got to finish if I started.
Yeah, look at you now.
Yep. That's the part of the show. You have anything you want to promote? You got going on?
Nothing that I have going on right now, other than what we talked about,
Okay.
Hopefully I'll come back and have my book done. And I can promote my book some more.
Okay.
Or some events that I'm doing.
Have you started on the website or done any reaching out to anybody?
No, what I've been doing is determining what I want to have on the website. I think that what I'm going to do is open up my Facebook page and change the name from Positive Vibes to Positive Outcomes, and then start from there as well. That's what I've been doing when I have the time. One thing I've learned is that we have to find or create that balance where we can focus not just on our 9 to 5, but where we can be focused on ourselves. I mean, like, I have this vision of Yolanda Nicole Whitmore in my head. And because of, work, Wayne State is a wonderful place to work, but I spend a lot of time working. So it takes away from the things that I want to do. Like, write my book, go to the gym, eat healthy.
Yeah, Tony V's back open.
What'd you say?
Tony V's back open, ain't it?
Yes, Tony V's is back open, and I need to go over there and get a salad.
Stay with the wings and the other stuff.
French fries.
Yeah.
Loaded with ketchup.
Yeah, pizza.
And the pizza is so good. Well,
yeah, it is.
Yeah. I've been stuck on Pizza Populous, though. That's going to always be my heart.
I was thinking about that earlier. Okay, you get done with the show, you put it up. You might need to make a run.
Where you going to go? Pizza Populous?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that earlier. I know it's one on Greenfield. Ain't that far.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's on Greenfield. I go to that one sometimes, by where Kroger used to be.
Yep. And they got all fancy, moved down the street now.
Yeah, they did move down the street.
Everybody getting fancy right now. Got a gas station, all that good stuff.
Yeah,
I need a gas station.
And they buy McDonald's.
Yeah, love McDonald's.
Yeah. I say stick to Pizza Popular. Now, see, tomorrow, because it's the MSU U of M game, I'm having pizza and burgers. So that's gonna be
I've
dinner.
never done that before. Pizza and burgers. That's different.
Yeah, pizza, burgers, some fun food to watch the game, laugh, crack a couple of jokes.
Now I went up there before with some of my homeboys that went there. Them tailgates be off the hook. We wind up going into one of them student union buildings to watch it, and I'm like, y'all really act like y'all a gang. Like, oh my god, you messing up. Like, just a gang. Y'all, this is life for y'all, huh? So I'm like, man, y'all don't really care about this, but no, y'all do care. I stand corrected.
Yes,
Y'all,
this is for real.
y'all cussing off the TV like this is a World War II going on right here. Like, they action. And don't let them lose.
It's all in fun. Tomorrow, my friends from U of M, they'll be texting me, and I'll be texting them back and forth. And hopefully, we'll win again because we did win last year. Not to
Okay.
bring the past up.
See, I'd be a hater because I had friends go to Buff like, man, Wayne State, bump all that. Y'all ain't got no sports. We got sports. We Division
Yeah, we
Two.
got sports at Wayne State. We got a great
And I'm talking
football
like that. We
team.
got sports. Like, don't hear all this. Wayne State gives us put some respect on our name.
That's right.
And we got a
Warrior
gym now.
strong.
Yep. We got a dope basketball arena now, finally.
Yes, and I'm actually going to go to my first Wayne State University basketball game.
Okay. I went to the one when they played Michigan last year. It was dope.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to get some tickets and attend some games. I plan to go to one of the football games, but I ended up having a migraine, so I didn't get to go.
Okay. It's great seats all around in there because we had our graduation for 2020 in there.
Oh.
And I was thinking, like, y'all gonna stop spending that money downtown because you can graduate right here. And sure enough, we're gonna graduate. Like, yeah, you might as well. It's on campus. It look nice.
That's nice. And with it being on campus, they get to promote the university in a positive way.
Yep, because they did us in 21. So I did appreciate
Okay.
they kept their word once it got better. We'll graduate. It still could have had Jeffrey L. Edwards in class of 2020, but I want the Fox because I want everyone to see that. Like, it's about me right now. I put too much work in. I clean the joint too, so I don't care about y'all. Put my name the biggest you can find in that little small class 2020.
Well, they
But then,
probably did. They probably did. You just didn't see it because you were too busy crossing the stage.
nah, because I would have been a nut. I got my Ric Flair on with that one. Like, yep, take pictures, selfie. See, name up. So when
You
I get my
said
money
take
right,
it.
I'm gonna put my name on something. I'm gonna be a diva. Just to see
You
what it
know
feels.
what? I said I want to do the same thing when I have enough money, have my name on a building.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna build a real spot for the music department, something awesome, studios,
That's
all that. And I'm gonna have something stupid just to see how they panic. Like, I want pecan pie from Georgia. You got 20 minutes to go get it. I ain't casting this check. Hurry up. I just want to see
you
them do that.
funny.
Like,
You
all
are
right,
funny.
I'm joking. I just want to see y'all do that. Like, all right, I'm somebody now. Hit the check. Go ahead.
And they gonna say you already somebody. You were born somebody. That's what
Yeah,
they're gonna
but
tell you.
yeah, but it moved a little different. You got a few zeros behind your name.
Well, you
How we
got a
gonna get
good
that
point
pie?
about
How we
that.
gonna get it? Can we get a drone? I'm like, nah, I'm just joking. Man. I just want to see y'all. I just want to see you go frantic just for a hot second. I know I've arrived.
You said you've arrived.
Yeah.
You've
So
arrived.
next question: what has been your biggest challenge?
Um, I'm gonna say two things. One, of course, was after I lost my daughter. That was, I think that's one of the biggest challenges I've ever faced. When you lay in a hospital bed and you gave birth to a stillborn, which they prefer to call sleeping angel.
Oh,
I'm more
okay.
of a realistic. A lot of people, they kept saying you're sleeping angel, and um, I told my doctor, I said, no, I gave birth to a baby that was not alive, because that was my reality.
Mm-hmm.
And they came to me with a clipboard, and I have I don't like clipboards. I hate clipboards. When my brother passed and I was at the hospital, they came with a clipboard. So
Oh, okay.
then when my stepdad came, they passed, they came with a clipboard. So now when I see a doctor with a
Oh
clipboard,
yeah, that's not a good sign for you.
right. So they came in my room with a clipboard. I was like, okay, I already know that she was born like that, but why they coming in here with a clipboard? And the lady, she needed me to sign paperwork, but it was kind of like they wanted to know right then, what do you want to do with her body? And I'm like, I was not prepared for all of this. Y'all asking me these questions and they wanted me to go to sleep. How am I supposed to sleep in
Wow.
the same room, in the same bed I just gave birth, and my daughter is laying there lifeless?
Yeah,
And
they probably could have gave a different approach and had someone counsel before they get to that.
yes, and they did the counseling, but it was after the fact, and sometimes I did the cremation thing because
Okay.
I didn't have money for funeral services, and I didn't really want to go through a funeral. I didn't know what to do, and my daughter's father, he didn't know what to do. We both were just sitting there like, well, okay, cremation. And then afterwards it was kind of like, well, maybe we shouldn't have did cremation, but it was too late, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So the challenge there though was always wondering. It might sound crazy because I just said always know your why, but for that it was wondering why did that happen to me?
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized a couple of people that were close to me ended up having preeclampsia, so I was able to help them when they had questions. And so I said maybe God was using me, or someone at church told me that God gave me the desire of my heart, and that was that I always wanted to be a mother. And so she said, from the time that you were pregnant, you were a mother and you were concerned about your daughter. And I said, I didn't think about it like that. And for whatever reason he called her back home.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for me, that was one of my greatest challenges. My other challenge in life was um, believing in myself and having confidence in myself. Um,
Been there.
when I was younger, I didn't have a lot of confidence. I mean, I didn't never think little old me was going to go to Michigan State University. I'm like, I'm out the hood. I'm from Grand between 12th and 14th, where they say Linwood. So
Oh yeah, you bought it. Okay. Uh, yeah, yeah. You told switch for real because yee, mm, okay,
okay,
gangster. All right.
okay. But I kept saying, I saw my friends at Cass Tech, they were talking about filling out college applications. And I was like, I'm not going to college. And then I said, wait, I'm going to go to college. And so, but it was that believing in myself that I was good enough to deserve to be at Michigan State, believing that I was good enough to actually be in public accounting, believing that I was good enough to have a seat at a table with other executives. So that was a challenge because at times you sit around the table.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember when I was in public accounting, I had to go to this big meeting with senior leaders, and I told our audit manager I didn't want to go. I said, those people, I'm telling you, I was terrified. You would have thought I was going to jail. And so she told me though, she said, you put on your pants just like they do. And I said, okay, I'm young. I don't know what you're talking about right now. But I felt that they were better than me. And when I sat down at the
Okay.
table, I realized, no, they're not better than me. We're all the same. But it took me some years to learn how to speak up, share my ideas, and feel that I was being heard instead of feeling like, no one's listening to me because I'm not an executive like they are. And so I try my best to let even my work team know that I hear your voice, and, we're all on the same level.
Mm-hmm.
and we all have to have that confidence. And I won't lie, even just when I'm at church, I go to Palestine Missionary Baptist Church on Pilgrim in Wyoming. Feel free to join us.
Okay.
But I'm a church announcer and a greeter. And you know what? I do need to get more active with my church. I go like once a month, but I need to get more active like I was pre-COVID. When I would get up to speak, people would always tell me, "Oh, you're such a great speaker." And they didn't know I would get up there and say, "Oh God, help me." Because I would be so terrified. And I only had to say a few words. So I'm happy that's a challenge that I've overcome. I was told that a lot of times we become afraid to speak in public because we're humble and we want to do a good job. So
I
yeah.
got you. I felt that I was less than when I switched from engineering to music, and
Mm-hmm.
you sitting in a music theory class and they talking about argumented seventh, this and that, and everybody else looking like I know you're talking about. I'm like, what the hell this dude talking about? They do that DPS, man. Oh, I don't know about this. I ain't had no piano class. Like, okay, I'm trying to formulate. You gotta figure this thing out because I don't lose. I don't take too many L's in life. I'm figure out something. But after a while, like, okay, I started seeing other people like, oh, I've been trained in violin, this and that, but everything's based on piano. So they sitting there. I'm like, oh, they scratching their head. Oh, you ain't the only one. Okay, we all in the same boat. Let's figure it out now.
And that's
Until you
so
got ear
true.
training. That was ear training a whole nother level.
Yeah, that's
See, I
true.
made that teacher laugh because one part of the test you had to reverse engineer the music on the staff paper. So you might pull up some paper, oh, 4/4 signature, this, start singing. And the testing form, he get on the piano making beats. I'm like, dude, we in the universe, you making beats on this part of the test. Like, what the hell are you talking about part of the test? You need to write down if this a whole note, half note, what time signature. I'm like, oh my goodness, we verse engineering. Dude, I thought this was easier. What you doing to me? He started dying laugh like, yeah, I'm feeling this one. Okay. Like, I don't even know, bro.
Yeah.
But I was supposed to go to Michigan State. When we did our like
Okay.
tours in high school, I fell in love with that spot. Like, yep, I'm gonna move up here.
Mm.
But I didn't put my admission thing in. So the more I looked at, my dad wouldn't see me graduate high school because he passed when I was younger. The more
Mm.
weed I smoked, the more gin and juice I drank. Grade slipped a little bit. And they was hating on me. Like, I'm still at a 3 or a close. You can let me up in here. I ain't gonna be a nut. I had a plan. Me
Right.
and my fellas, got somebody have my back. And I need to know all the lawyers, doctors, engineers, politicians who got a stove, and I'm good. My friends didn't follow that plan. When they knew girls that had a hookup, I'm like, I mean, it's straight. Some nice young ladies at Yakeley. They got a stove.
You said Yakeley.
It wasn't that far from Holden. I'm like, they got a stove. And y'all fellas sitting up here eating Chippehoys, Doritos, talking about you starving. They should be your best friend till you graduate. They got a stove. Teamwork.
Mm.
What are you doing?
They wasn't thinking.
Nah, I'll shake my head like, y'all don't even talk to them no more. Like, but you want us to take you and get some food? Like, we just slap the hell out of you right now. They got a stove, man. That's like currency. Real food. You can make some hot dogs, ramen noodles, something.
I was so happy when I got an apartment at Michigan State and I could cook. Ooh, I was making me collard greens, steak,
Oh, you
macaroni
was
and
doing
cheese.
big. You was
I
doing
was baking cakes.
I know you had a lot of friends. You baking cake like Big Mama? Oh, hell no.
Yes. Everybody would come to my apartment to eat, especially on Sundays after church. People would come and they would say, this one girl, she used to always come and say, do you got any snacks?
Well, one great thing about basically living up there with them, when I go up there. Everybody had a cool vibe. If y'all
Yes.
walk through the halls, you walk anybody's room, have great conversation for a minute, go to the next room, chop it up. Everybody was in the lounge bumping Outkast back then, ATLiens album, playing cars. Like, this all y'all do? Well, I guess y'all ain't got much to do. You ain't got a car, so
Well,
we got the car. So I guess we got to get y'all out of here, do something else.
that was the life. We used to do dance routines. We used to go and throw snowballs at random people.
Ah, you just thug for life. Okay, thug dizzle.
we we used to have fun. Of course, go to the parties.
See, my fellas, they were stuck on playing Madden in those small little rooms. Like, dude, we didn't drive up here to play Madden.
Oh,
We about to see what's up here. Then we started learning everything's up there.
yeah.
What you get into?
It's important to explore life. I think a lot of times people forget that in life. You know, when we're all going to get old.
Yeah.
But I'll never feel old. I have to say that. My mom always told me it's important to create memories. So whenever I think like how you're talking about Michigan State University now, I have so many memories at MSU, good memories, sad memories, but mostly good memories. I remember the day I graduated, May 3rd, 1997. Everybody was happy. My family, they were like, yes. And then my mom said, why are you so sad? And I said, because I got to come back home. I was going to miss MSU, but later in life, what I've learned is that I'll always have those memories, just like how you were just talking about memories that you had. You were smiling. And so as you were reflecting,
I was about to ask you, did you ever go, did they have Fake the Funk in the 90s? The talent show?
I went.
Man, that was some, but my friends, those were some interesting times. There's one story I am talking about because that was a long time ago, but it was hilarious. It involves somebody from Michigan. That's all I say. But I remember going to the after party. I'm like, okay, y'all keep saying after party is better than the Fake the Funk. And this is when Nebraska was a dog football team.
Oh.
And they have Mollywop State like 55 to 10 that day. Ooh. Why some fool go to the party with Nebraska gear on talking smack to the football team?
Not smart.
They smashed that man. We like party over. Yeah, oh boy was up here and they smashed him. Like, what we gonna do now?
Oh my God.
We was in line for a minute, like we finally get to the front, like, oh, party over. Like, are you serious? We've been out here like an hour in line and he said it to the football team. I saw that score. Ooh, yeah. You shouldn't.
Oh my God. That was not smart.
Nah. I'm like, he must want to
do that no more.
Nah. I'm thinking, why would you? You by yourself. This the football team. They got embarrassed. And you just Nebraska, what? Blah, blah. Like, okay.
See,
They're gonna lay hands, they ain't gonna be holy.
Oh no. That was not smart at all.
Nah, so we wind up going somewhere, having a drink and talking smack, kicking it. Those are good times to sleep. When we get up there, we never went to sleep.
Wow.
Never. I slept when I got back. Like, I go to work, like, where was you at State? All weekend, like, yeah, hang with the fellas. Like, yeah, I ain't been to sleep yet. You couldn't go to sleep. Like, it's 3. It's something to do. Let's walk the halls. Let's do something. And people were up.
Mm-hmm. You gotta do something.
I wonder why they got that environment now since they got dorms.
I don't know. I would imagine that they do have that environment, you know? So that they can have that college life, that experience. They probably create that experience. I think so.
Parties got better. So.
Yes.
I went to a few early parties, like,
But you know what? At Wayne State, too, you know, they're like in the heart of Midtown, and then they can go downtown, you know?
Yeah.
In Lansing, it wasn't, you know, all like, you know, it wasn't like downtown Detroit.
Nah, you just had that little area.
That's right.
Everything around it.
That's
and you
right.
have to. The thing I found the most intriguing, you would meet different cultures who will come through with a keg. And I'm like, y'all gonna drink all that? And you still got a test in the morning. Man, I got this, Jay. Don't worry about like, dude, y'all ain't human.
You
I be
know,
laid out. I ain't gonna make the test. And you like, I'll be there 8. Like, it's 3 o'clock right now. You still drinking?
they did it too, didn't
Hey,
they?
yep. I got
I
an A
used
like y'all. I ain't about that life, dog. I've been laid up somewhere.
Oh no, I wasn't about that life. I used to work in a grocery store, and I would get so upset when people would come in. The students, they come in with
Mm-hmm.
their beer bottles because I was the girl who had to take the beer bottles. And I'll never forget, I'm taking the
Uh-oh.
bottles, and I looked at some of these bottles this guy had, and I said, "Oh, you need to take those and you need to put them in there." And he said, "That's your job." And my manager heard me. So my manager came over there and he's like, "Yolanda, it's your job. You have to take the bottles and you put them in the thing." I said, "It's pee in these bottles." He peed in the bottles.
Oh wow, that
And
person.
so
Wow.
he told me, he said, "Look, if you don't take those bottles, I'm going to have to fire you." I said, "Then I quit." I could go back to eat my canned tuna fish and
Yeah.
figuring my life out, because I told him I was not about to do that. And I told that guy, I said, "If you and your friends drink all this beer, y'all need to be doing something else with your life." Because I was so mad.
Yeah. Yeah. You putting pee in there. That's not cool.
Yeah, I think it was probably a fraternity because they peed in the bottles.
Okay.
All these, and he thought it was hilarious, and I didn't think it was hilarious.
Nah.
So, nah,
Nah.
I kissed my job bye bye and moved on with my life.
Yeah, I remember they had the lunch rooms in the dorms
Oh yeah,
where you gonna eat at certain times. So I'm like, that sounds like prison stuff. What you mean? They close
it
at 6.
it was. And if
We've
they
been
so
risking running till 6. We
if
gotta
they
go get
had
some
green
food.
if they had that green bean mush, that was like prison. I hated that.
Oh, I never had that. I don't
Good
know
you
this.
didn't.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
It was so nasty. I think the best, if I ever saw that they were having French toast boats, those were
Okay.
so yummy. Oh my
Okay.
God. I would be the first one in the cafeteria because I'm gonna try to put some in a napkin and take them to her.
Yeah, every time before we left, we would go back to the store and load them up to make sure they was good with stuff.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Chip Ahoy and Doritos, like that's not living, man. And I'd be
No.
like, well, you knew the girls at Yakeley.
You still talking about the girls in Yankee?
I'm gonna keep bringing it up because what idiot don't treasure a stove? You a struggling college student.
Or they should have. You
Teamwork.
could have. It's so much you could have done. That they could have had a microwave and had frozen food. We had good food.
They ain't get a microwave till I think they sophomore year.
Oh no,
They
I
got
had a microwave as a freshman.
oh,
Mm-mm.
see, you was just balling.
Okay, no, I
Yeah,
worked during the
they ain't have
summertime.
all that.
No, see, they didn't have a plan. In the summertime, I worked, saved my money, and got what I needed. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Except, you
started
know
getting
what?
summer jobs, then they started doing that. But freshman year,
I think when I went into my third year of college, I didn't think I was going back to Michigan State because my financial aid got cut.
okay.
And I will never forget sitting on my porch in August of '94. There was this lady that kept calling me from Michigan State.
Mm-hmm.
And she kept saying, "You haven't enrolled." And I told her, I said, "Look, lady, I don't know what I can do. I don't have enough money." And she said, "Well, why don't you take out the loan?" I'm not taking out no loan. And she called me again. I was sitting on my steps
Mm-hmm.
and I was sitting outside and I said, "What are you going to do with yourself now?" And earlier you talked about you didn't know, you know, 8 years from now I would be here. And
Mm-hmm.
so I remember sitting on that step like it was yesterday. And that lady called again. And she said, "Hi, I'm calling from Michigan State University." And I said, "Yeah, can your parents take out a loan?" I said, "No." And then I told her, I said, "You know what? I'll take out the loan." I said, "But I don't even have a place to live." She said something will work out. And she said, let's see if we can get you in Spartan Village. So I remember I ran in the house.
Spartan Village.
Yes. 14, 15K Spartan
Oh,
Village.
man. They party all day over there. Man, yeah. Yeah, they didn't sleep at all over there.
Look,
all over there.
Spartan Village saved me because I ran in the house and I told my mom, I said, I'm going back to Michigan State and I'm going next week. I went, with nothing pretty much. The apartment was furnished, but I didn't have dishes. I didn't have no carpet. I didn't have no rugs. And I made the best of it. I went to the dollar store.
There you go.
And got me some stuff. And I remember having this really cute picture and the train. It's a train in Michigan State.
Okay.
And it will wake you up.
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember that train?
About 5, 6 in the morning, like, oh, that's the train. Like, well, I'm up now.
Yes.
I'm going walking for a minute because I can't go back to sleep and y'all all asleep.
Yes, that train went by one morning. I was on my couch, knocked out, and this picture that I had that I loved, it fell and it broke and shattered. I thought somebody was breaking in my apartment.
Oh, no.
So, yes, I actually forgot about all that. It's like
I was trying to think of Spartan Village. I couldn't remember. Like, it was a spot where everybody had moved to, and it was like the hangout spot, but it was apartments. I couldn't remember Spartan Village.
Yeah. Spartan Village, 14, 15K. And now my apartment is not even there because I guess they renovated Spartan Village now.
Okay. I can see that over time.
But I still go back up there. See, look at that. It's always a way. So, people going through something, you might not know how you're going to do something. It will eventually work out.
Yeah.
And then you can reflect on it. I mean, at the time, of course, I was not laughing. I probably was crying. But now I can sit back and laugh about that.
And it was a culture shock because other cultures was banging Wu-Tang. Like, who got the colors with the duals and the rims? Like, oh, that's the other culture. Like, they bought Wu-Tang? Yeah, it's different. You don't see this in the D unless you downtown.
Yeah, Michigan State. I think when I was in Michigan State, I learned a lot about diversity.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good lesson on we are all different.
Mm-hmm.
But when we embrace each other's differences, we can learn a lot from each other.
Man, look here. My white brother was all right with me because they came through. They got kegs. They got cases. We need something else. Like, nah, home, you good. We ain't go get some. You brought the liquor.
See?
We're gonna have a good night. And talk a lot of smack.
Yeah.
Good old Michigan State.
Go green.
I ain't gonna say nothing smart.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I don't want you to jump me. I might come down the way and you run up on me.
Nah, you come down the way and I'm be like, warrior strong. I represent both.
Gotcha.
Wait, stay sign my paycheck.
Hey. Ain't all right with me. That free education. Yes. I tried to recruit enough people I could. Like, that's government cheese. You don't want none? You ain't got to keep doing this. You say you're sick of being here. You can work anywhere. Piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
That's work. Like, what you think? They're just going to let you walk the class, say, here, you pass? Like, come on, man. You got to work.
Anything we want in life, you got to work hard for.
Mm-hmm. Now, you stay here. I'm leaving. I don't know where I'm going to be, but I'm going to be up out here after I get mine. It took a minute. And I was like, out.
Yeah, you got to. It's important. Whatever it is that you want in life, it's important to invest in it.
True.
You got to invest your time, your energy, make certain sacrifices. I mean, I missed a lot of parties when I was studying for my certification exams. At first I was studying the wrong way. I was studying like, okay, I'm going to this event, this event, and this event. And so I can study. And it's like, no, Eulonda. You have to say I'm studying on these days. I can't go to this event now, but I can go later. Even as a leader at work, sometimes if my friends are planning to go on a vacation, I have to look at my work calendar, and sometimes I have to say, no, I can't go out of town that week because I have this meeting, or I have to prepare for this meeting,
Man, when I got down to 7 classes left in Wayne, like, oh, I actually see the light at the. I ain't got time for nothing.
Yeah.
At the time, my wife thought accounting was my mistress. Like, hey, you want to do this homework? Because I'm trying to get paid. I'm
See?
sick of working with people that don't do their job, and I can't lay hands on them because that'd be wrong. So I need to get up out of here.
Yes. Yes. You gotta. It's the sacrifice. I know. When I was getting my master's, I got to a point where I was tired, and I took a semester off. Plus,
Okay.
I wanted to graduate like in May instead of December. And it was just a lot going on. And I said, I just need a break. And I'm glad I'm saying that, because I got a lot going on now, and I'm big on self-care, but I'm not practicing self-care like I should. At that time, though, maybe I was practicing self-care back then, because I didn't register for classes, and my cousin told me, you need to keep going. And I told her, sometimes you have to take a break to keep going, but not one of those breaks where somebody decides I'm going to take a semester off and another semester and another semester. I took
Man,
that. Yes, can't do that. I took that one
20
semester
year
off.
round, 13 to
Okay.
2020. Nonstop. I was sick of school. Like, who cares what holiday is? I got class. I don't care if you barbecuing.
Yes.
I'm gonna go get a plate. They're gonna do some homework. So I see y'all when I'm done.
I mean, I used to sit at people's house. I remember my friend and her husband threw a party, and they kept saying, we really want you to come. So I grabbed my purple backpack with my books in it, and I went to their house, and I told them, fix me a plate, and everyone's partying, and right in the living room where they're partying, they're laughing, and they're talking. I'm sitting there looking at a management book, doing homework,
Oh, I was
and
I was on the grill cooking and had the structural design, one of them managed classes, doing homework. Like, oh, I
see,
checked the meet already. Like, you really like? I told you I had homework to turn in. I see the light now. I ain't stopping.
yes,
I don't care
you
about
have
anybody
to.
right now. You forgive me. I need to get this. I'm sick of being here.
But when people are not on that journey with you, they don't understand it, though.
Yeah,
They
they
don't.
understood after I got done. Like, you just gotta say, you know what? Call me the bad guy because I can touch it. I ain't
Yeah,
stopping. Even when a freaking pandemic jumped off, I look here. I don't care if the planet blow up. We getting this degree. We come too far. So we
that's
do
right.
wellness check every beginning of class. Like, I don't care what the planet do. I come too far. I
That's
ain't
right.
stopping. And like, you right, Jeff. Like, let's go. Like, you give me 3 months, then blow it up. I don't care. We would find out about heaven, hell, all that. I need this piece of paper, dog. Too much work been put in there.
That's right. You have to get the paper. I actually told a college student that they were in their junior year and decided they wanted to stop. And I said, if you can keep going, please go. And I told them, I said, in order for you to get the paper you want in the future, you need to get that paper right now. I mean, and they were um on the dean's list before.
Okay.
GPA was about a 4.0.
Mm-hmm.
So I told them, keep going. Don't stop. Because sometimes,
Sometimes you gotta get in that mindset, like, screw everybody. I'm doing this for
yeah,
me.
yeah,
Don't care about your feelings right now. I'm sorry.
right. I mean, we get discouraged on our journey. I mean, some days I go to work and I'm like, oh my God, but I cleanse my energy a lot. I do one of these numbers to remove any negative energy and put positive energy back on me. Meditate and I pray.
Yeah, I always reset and pray before I get to the building
Yes,
because since I have employees, they feed off my energy. Like, well, I don't want to be here, but you can't be on that mindset. They like, what's wrong with you?
no,
So get on Candyland, vibe, everything fun, cool. We work, go home. Get on that vibe. Sit in the car
yes,
for a minute till you get there because you can't go in there like, oh, they gonna want to come to my office and leave me alone. Like, you can't be on that. They do nothing to you.
right. And then
Yeah, get your mind right.
then you have to remember to protect yourself from other people's energy.
Mm-hmm.
especially if it's negative. Sometimes I find that a person can come to me and they're negative, and the next thing I know, I'm about to get negative, and I have to say, "Oh, So then I try to put some positiveness on them in hopes that it'll stay on them.
Yeah, I was trying to have to. I'm always let's turn lemon to lemonade. Like you're always positive. Like I'm corporate now, so I can't be on man. This is bull f this like I ain't union no more. I'm corporate now, so I got to see the big picture at all times. You can be on that because you're union, but I can't be on that now. I got to be the big picture, so y'all are good.
You got to always be the big picture. Always think about your why. And I don't know. Sometimes I tell people it's best to, when we're walking in our life, to pretend that there's a camera and people are actually looking at us because we're like a movie.
But people
And
are.
yeah,
Somebody watching like you started here, you kept going, you motivated me. Like wow, I
yeah,
know.
yeah. I mean, I was telling someone the other day when we were in a meeting, I was letting this lady know that over the past few years, I've been watching her.
Okay.
I've watched her while she lead meetings. I've watched her when she asks questions. I've watched her demeanor. And just by watching her, I've learned from her. You know,
Okay.
I learned how to carry myself as a professional, you know?
Awesome.
And then sometimes I watch people and I say, well, that's not how I want to be.
Oh yeah. I learned a lot of that at Wayne State. Like, nah. I mean, I can truly say working in Wayne State, you can deal with anybody. You can deal with anybody because some of the people I've encountered down there, like, I dealt with that personality already. You ain't nothing.
But most of the people are good.
Yeah. And they come
Yeah.
sassy. I'm gonna get you together. Like, no, I don't work for you. You work for me. But you can try to think that's gonna go that way, and I'm gonna sit here patiently, and you're going to understand that's not how it goes. And then we have a real conversation. But all that, well, I'm gonna call you because you like I told you do what's in your job description. Go right ahead, have fun. I'll wait. You're gonna do what I asked you to do once they tell you. He asked what's in your job description, within the line.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there like, yeah, man, me that person at Wayne when they threw a chair or this, like, yeah, okay.
Ooh. I don't understand why people don't go back to their job description and remember what their job roles are, you know?
Well, I think some know, but they just wanna. I ain't trying to do all that. I want free stuff, and Bible say you don't work, you don't eat. And I'm a firm believer in that. So mess with me, you better do what you're supposed to do. If you
And
get
that's
some
true.
downtime within that, thumbs up. But
Mm-hmm.
if you ain't did nothing, I want to put you on the street because I don't need you.
Mm-hmm.
Work. Because that's going to create complaints. Then I got to look at my boss is talking smack, and I'm more upset because you give me grief. I don't like this. I like Candyland. Do your
You
job,
got
go home.
you gotta break the cycle, as they say.
And I'm stubborn because I'll wait you out. Like security guard. You gonna do the right thing if I gotta nudge you.
Oh my God. You funny.
I ain't got no sense. I know. What's been your impact?
My impact. I'm going to say that I've had a positive impact on others because
True.
I poured into them, and it makes me happy to see them succeed at whatever their goals were. I get really excited when, someone calls me and they tell me, I got that promotion, or hey, I got that job. Thank you so much for, doing a mock interview with me, or thank you for mentoring me, or thank you for encouraging me. That's what's been my impact.
Yeah, you helped me when I let you listen to my music when I first started getting back into it. And I'm like, I don't
Oh
know what
yeah.
she like. You like, oh, I like this. Like, okay.
Yeah.
She see the
I
vision.
still
Okay.
listen to it.
Yeah. Second album even better.
Yeah, I still listen to it.
Last question. What advice do you have for someone trying to find their purpose?
I'm gonna say first, know your why. Okay. I think that on I think that, and this is just my own belief, I think our purpose in life is to enjoy life. So with knowing what your purpose is, I think that it's imperative that you know what you like. In order for us to really know our purpose, I mean, I went on a journey a couple years ago where I asked myself, what do you like? What do you not like? And a lot of people will tell you that your likes and dislikes don't change. I disagree. I think they do change as we mature. I mean, I
Yeah.
used to like to go to the clubs. I don't like that anymore. So,
Yeah.
you
No.
know,
No.
I like reading. And I think that when you really know what you like and what you're passionate about, you can find your purpose. It'll be something that you enjoy. Like me, I like writing. That makes me so happy. So one day all I'll do is write books. I like teaching and mentoring. So I'm a part-time faculty also at the, Michaelis School of Business at Wayne State.
Yeah. I
And my
say that.
job allows me to do the things that I like. And then have some patience with yourself and show yourself grace while you're on that journey of finding your purpose, because it really goes back to knowing who you are and really exploring yourself. A lot of times we think we know who we are, but sometimes I think, based on my own experience, that we tend to get lost in society's viewpoints that really tell us who we are. And we
True.
lose our identity to that. So I think that on your journey, you first start by knowing what it is that you like, knowing what you don't like. What can you tolerate? What can you not tolerate? What really makes you happy? And thinking at the end, it has to be something that you enjoy, because if you don't enjoy it, it's really not your purpose.
Good point.
Yeah, because you won't be happy. I guess you could do something that you don't like and it be, nah, I don't agree with that. Why do something you don't like? You have to like
Yeah.
it in
Yeah.
the end.
You pay for a while, but you will get to a point like, okay, I'm sick of this.
Yeah. And some things on your journey, when you're understanding your purpose and whatnot, there will be things that you don't like. Because sometimes as we're evolving, there are going to be things that we have to do so that we can get to where we're going. You know, when I was in high school and I worked at a rec center, I didn't like slamming the tables on the floor real hard so the roaches could scatter and I could take the table legs out. I did not like that. I hated it.
Oh man,
I
yeah,
hated it. Okay, I didn't like taking the trash in and had white maggots on the bag. But guess what? All of that stuff helped me to get to where I am today. And it helped me to know what I didn't like, you know? What
yeah. Your journey does let you know everything I've experienced to do this. Because
Yeah.
working at the racetrack, oh boy, dishwasher that used to be hilarious. Because and then the end of the road, all the
See?
major races, you the only dishwasher. Like, oh, for real? I ain't gonna be here all night. I got me messed up. That's 11 to 7. I expect to be out of here at 7.
It's yeah, you reflect on these things. I mean, and I just say give yourself some grace. Give yourself some grace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if you, I want to be, well, I wanted to graduate in '08 back then. Like, just get there.
Yeah.
I wound up dropping out because I wasn't there. And like, I'm sick of this place.
You just
When I
you have
went
to
back.
give yourself grace. I mean, when I graduated from Michigan State, I really wanted to go get my master's, but I didn't really have the money. And then when I got into the work industry, it was kind of like, okay, I'm gonna keep working and then I'm gonna go get my master's. But I got caught up in the cycle. I was working, enjoying my money, paying bills,
Mm-hmm.
and then one day I said, I want my master's and now I am going to go get it, you know? And when I was getting my master's, working on my master's, I remember telling myself, you could have did this years ago. But then I remember saying, well, you know what? You didn't. So stop thinking about what you could have did years ago. And now that I have it, it don't even matter. I mean, I have it. So it don't matter if I got it in 1998 or when did I get it? In 2019. I still have it.
Took me 23 years, but I have a bachelor's. No, it really don't
See?
matter how long.
That's right. You
I
have
didn't
it.
know. Oh, you graduated college. Yep.
That's
Don't
right.
matter. Unless you tell me your story, like, oh, it took you 50 years, like, well, you got a master's, so okay. That's all I need to know.
Yeah. It does,
Check
you
off the
know,
box.
it don't matter.
Yeah.
My auntie went back to school when she was in her 50s to get her bachelor's.
Yeah, I didn't
So
know. Did you know Barbara on the second floor
yeah,
with the fro?
yeah.
I didn't know how old she was when she got her degree. That she
Oh
was going.
really?
She thinks she
See?
was 70. I didn't know that. Like, wow.
70?
And, like, she didn't look it.
Wow, no.
You never too. It's never too late.
No.
Never
You
too
know,
late.
somebody told me it was something I wanted to. They said, "Aren't you too old for that?" I said, "I am not too old for anything.
Mm-hmm.
I can do whatever I want to do if I put my mind to it." And I just believe in also seeking God first, because a lot of times I put my mind to it and it wasn't for me to do. So
Yeah, you gotta get that counsel first.
that's right.
So you
That's
don't
right.
jump into anything. Well,
Yes.
I just want to thank for the advice, fellow Wayne State University alum, Wayne State University Associate Vice President and Chief Audit Executive, business owner, writer, author, speaker, transformational leader, motivational speaker, mentor, owner, CEO of Positive Outcomes with Eulonda LLC, Eulonda Whitmore, CIA, just saying, CRMA, CCA, for sharing her next chapter of her journey. She's gonna knock out the book. She's gonna come back. We watch
Yes.
live or a replay. Hope it inspire you to get on your grind and do what you find your why.
Yes. And thank you for having me here today. This was fun.
All the time. Hey, gotta make sure you're comfortable to share your journey. Gotta do
Yes.
that.
Yes.
You're gonna hear this awesome outro that I made. And one day it's gonna be sweeter than this, you know. Hope everybody have a great weekend. Till next time.